What is up, Dreamedia family? This is Zach, and welcome back to another episode on my pool table room transformation. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to test and terminate your speaker wires and your RG6 wires so you can prepare to connect to your AVR. Let's go! All right, welcome back, Dreamedia family. This project is moving right along. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, make sure you go back and check them out. I showed you from removing the pool table to wiring the entire room for a 7.4.6 Dolby Atmos system, as well as setting up, installing the Salamander cabinet, our Epson LS800, and the 120-inch Silverflex Epson screen that you see here today. I'm trying to make this really detailed and long format to help you guys in setting up your home theaters. So let's get into the wiring. As you guys can see down here, I did terminate all of my wiring down here under the cabinet. So now we just need to strip all the wires back and get our banana plugs and RCA connections so that we can label it and get our AVR hooked up. Let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the wiring. As you guys can see, I have all my speaker wiring here. And a lot of you guys may see this if you've bought a new home. You're like, got a bunch of wires hanging out of the wall, and you're like, what do I do with all these? Or let's say you have a blank plate on the wall and it just says pre-wiring. You pull the wires out and you see these, you're like, well, where do I even start? These are your speaker wires. In particular, these are 14-2 Plenum wires, but you may have like 16-2, which is pretty typical for builders to put in. And then this is RG6, which is ran to the rear of the room for my two subwoofers. In the end, my dream system would have 4 subs, 2 in the rear, 2 in the front, and then 3 across the front sound stage, and then surround rears, and 6 Atmos. That configuration is called a 7.4.6 Atmos system, not even pre-wired for the voice of God up above. You're gonna need a few things. Banana pins, got a couple packs here, as well as RG6 RCA connectors. You can get all of this from us here at Dreamedia. And then a toner. This is Fluke Networks. You have the toner itself. And then this picks up the signal for, in case you don't have any speakers installed in the room, which I'll show you guys on my surrounds that I pre-wired and don't have any speakers, how that works. And then you're gonna need a wire stripper. Now, if you guys don't have a toner or don't want to go buy a toner, I think these are around 70, 80 bucks. You can always just use like a 9-volt battery and it'll kind of pop. I'll show you how to do that too for everybody out there DIYing. Okay, so we're gonna start out by just stripping back all of our wires. You're gonna remove your outer shielding. You can cut this little string off, it just gets in your way. And then you're just gonna strip back a little bit of wire like this. And we're going to rinse and repeat on all of these lines. Now, if you're going to put your fittings on the end of the RCA connectors, you're going to need a couple specialty tools. This is a stripper. You can pick this up from Home Depot, and I made detailed videos on this as well, guys. And this is your compression tool from Klein Tools. You can pick this up at Home Depot as well. But I'm just quickly going to show you guys how to do it. Again, I made a separate video showing you how to do this in detail, but essentially you're going to start by just stripping back your connection like this, or stripping back the cable like that. And then, whoop, you can hear in the background the other subwoofers receiving a little feedback. And then your RCA compression tools here. So I'll go ahead and do the subwoofers now, just so that you guys can see. All right, so you're gonna grab your RCA connector. These are for labeling it. Like say you had a left and a right, you could do red and black or whatever. You know, it just helps you with knowing which one's which. I could use green for left and yellow for right, but it's easy to figure out with RCAs if it's plugged into a sub which one's which, because like right now I have it plugged into the LFE connector on the back of the SVS PV16 Ultras, and if you just touch the interior conductor, you guys should be able to hear that. I'm receiving feedback in the line. The other one's not plugged in, but super easy. And then once you have your wire stripped back like this, you're going to insert your RCA connector and kind of wiggle it in like that, and then push it down. Now your fitting's on there. We're going to go ahead and grab our compression tool and compress it down, and then give it a tug. Make sure your connection's solid, and then we're going to rinse and repeat on the other one like this. Okay, same thing, compress it down. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna go on to our speakers. And these banana pins, I actually prefer not to use banana pins and just go straight into the terminals on my AVR, just because these can get pulled out a lot and lead to service calls. But since I'm going to be doing reviews of product and disconnecting and reconnecting amplifiers all the time, I wanted to go ahead and put some banana pins on here. These ones are really high quality. They're from Planet Waves. Yeah, Planet Waves. And this is something that you can purchase from Dreamedia as well. Alright, these banana pins are super easy, guys, and really good quality, as you can see. All you do is just loosen it up so that the screw isn't blocking the hole, and then insert your connection like that, and then tighten it down. And then of course just, give it a little tug. As you can see, this is 14 gauge wire. If you had 16 gauge, you'd use 16. But then you just go ahead and do the same thing on all of them. So we're going to grab a bunch of these and connect them. You guys get the idea. Obviously I'm going to go and do all of these, but I did want to show you guys how to tone wires. So again, this is a Flute Networks. You're just going to turn the unit on, and I'm going to go to alternating, which is going to send out an alternating pulse, a tone essentially. And then you connect red to red and black to black. You can do it on the wire directly like that. You can hear the audio coming out, or you can do it on the banana pin like this. It doesn't matter either way, it's still sending the signal through the line. So we got our toner on there. When you guys buy a Denon or Marantz product, it comes with these nifty labels. I really like this, especially if you're DIYing it, because it can be difficult to figure out which speaker is which. And with this here, you can just put your label on it each time you check a connection, which I'm going to do so you guys can see the standard operating procedure. Before we move forward, for my guys who don't want to spend the money on this, I'm going to show you the same way to test with just the battery. So say you don't have the toner, guys. You can grab just the speaker cable and a battery like this. You guys hear that? You should be able to. Essentially, it's just sending a little signal through the line to that front Atmos right speaker. One more time. Super simple. And it gets the job done. Like for my pros out there, obviously, you know, you want a toner. But for my everyday consumer that's just setting it up one time, that's a little pro tip to help you get the job done without having to spend the money on a toner. I've had to do it many times whenever I forgot my toner, so hope that helps you guys. Drop comments down below. Let me know what you think of videos like this. The comments definitely help with YouTube's algorithm and getting our video recommended to other people. And give it a thumbs up. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and connect all of these. All right, so I have all my connections made now. And you can see I put labels on all of my speaker wires. Everything is toned and banana plugged, as well as my subwoofer lines. Subwoofer 1 and 2 with our RCA connectors on there. All right, so all of those are our active lines and speakers that we're gonna be using. Next, I want to show you guys how to tone out lines that don't have speakers connected to the other end, because that may be the case for a lot of you. Next, I'm going to connect my red and black leads from my toner to the wire, and then I'm going to grab my probe out of my case here. And as you can hear, it is outputting a tone. We're going to go and figure out where that line is. It's either gonna be in the ceiling or back here in this corner. Which you guys can hear, it actually traces the line even if it's in the wall. So if you watched my series earlier, we had the wires coming from up here in the ceiling going down this wall. I bet you my toner can pick it up. So you could just slightly hear it. And I have another line going over here too, so you can hear nothing. So that's how you would test to see which line is which. So this one here, that's gonna be for my surround right. If I do one, which I probably will. Right now I'm just running surround rears, which will technically connect as surrounds. And then let's test our other lines. So black and red. Let's go find it. So this one should be going over here to this cabinet. I got all my lines down in here. Perfect. So those are my extra lines in case I want to hook up a surround right here and a surround over here. And then that means my last one is going to be my Voice of God speaker. So I'm going to go surround left right here. Like that. And then, let's see, do they have center height right here? This is for RO3D. And this is my Voice of God, my center height speaker, which I'm eventually going to hook up. But for right now, I'm gonna pull aside my surrounds and my Voice of God because I'm not gonna be using these right now. All right, guys, we are moving right along with this project, and as you can see, I got all of my wires hooked up with the banana plugs as well as my RCA cables. So now we're going to be moving on to connecting to the amplifier. Make sure you guys go back and follow the previous episodes in this series. I've been making it really long format, informative, showing you guys how to drill through header beams, fire breaks, insulation with no attic access. A lot of really valuable information, as well as discussing the different types of surround sound formatting. I showed you in detail how to set up the screen from Epson, as well as the LS800 from Epson and the Salamander cabinet, so you don't want to miss out on that. And next we're going to get into connecting the Marantz Cinema 50, and then as I promised previously, we are going to be comparing the Cinema 50 versus the 60, as well as in the future the Cinema 50 against the Cinema 40. I've always loved Marantz, and this new Cinema line absolutely is gorgeous and has some really nice new features built in that I wanted to review with you guys, as well as more 8K ports for HDMI 2.1, DHCP 2.3. We are moving right along. If you guys like this type of content, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Drop some comments down below and smash that subscribe button down below. Till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. Thank you for watching.